To you, hour two, everyone, and we're getting scientific here in the kitchen now with chocolate chip cookies. Joining me is Madison Reed, known as Mrs. Maddie online, to share the chemistry behind a beloved dessert. Welcome to Good Things Utah.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So I feel like I'm not a baker because you're right. It is more scientific.
Yes, cooking is an art like we talked about before, but yes, baking is more of a chemistry. So you have to be very specific and intentional with everything you do while
This
baking.
reminds me of my favorite book, Lessons in Chemistry.
Yeah.
You and I both read it.
Yep, we did. We read that book. It was a little bit sad.
All right, so explain it to everyone. What do you mean by chemistry?
With every recipe, the ratio is very specific to the type of cookie that you're going to make. So some people will feel like they're failing in the kitchen, but they actually just probably have the wrong recipe, or they're making just these tiny little mistakes that can be fixed so easily. I taught baking classes in my home for a little under 3 years, and I learned very quickly with those adults that they were just making these tiny minor mistakes with the mixing method or the ratio. They were making a recipe that was for a crispy chocolate chip cookie, but expecting a soft, gooey chocolate chip cookie. There's different varieties of chocolate chip cookies. There's soft, there's chewy, there's crispy, there's flat. All of them are just tiny different ratios with a tiny different mixing method.
I did not realize that. So
Yes.
Does it boil down to the ingredients?
Yes, the ingredients have the biggest part, but also how you mix. Because when you're mixing your dough, if you want a nice, big, fluffy cookie, you really have to cream that butter and sugar, which incorporates tiny little air bubbles into your mixture and makes your cookie fluffier and more melt in your mouth consistency.
All right, so will you put it together for us so we can follow along at home? Show us what you mean.
Yes, and then I do want to just mention, I do have this free printable. Yes, it's an ebook. It's a free printable. I think you guys will link it on the segment, right?
We're going to make it easy for you to find this, and I'm going to be the first one that tries it because you're right, I'm always trying to make kind of a gooey cookie, and it turns out hard and crunchy.
Yes, so it's all about the mixing method.
All about the mixing. Show us what you mean.
Totally. So first thing you want to do is you want to start with your room temperature. It's a cool room temperature butter. If you can feel that butter for me, you can tell it's not melted. If you melt the butter, the emulsification breaks. The fat solids break apart from the liquid, and you can't get it back to its original form. So you never want to microwave your butter to a melty state. If you do that, it's totally different chemistry. Some recipes will call for a melted butter, and those are flat and crispy cookies.
So I melt it every time in the microwave.
Yes, never melt your butter.
I just realized what I was doing wrong.
Yes, don't melt it. You can do it in the microwave for like 10 seconds at a time. Be very careful.
But that's it. Be careful.
Be careful.
Okay.
You don't. As soon as it's melted, it's ruined.
You're such a good teacher. I could see why you taught classes for 3 years, and now she's full-time doing a blog, everybody, and a mom of 5 boys. So you are busy.
It's a busy household. So this recipe calls for shortening because shortening has a higher melting point. So it doesn't melt in your oven as quickly as butter. So it continues to keep that cookie fluffy. So when you have a recipe that calls for butter and shortening, that's a good tell sign that it's going to be a fluffier cookie because it doesn't melt down.
And you did
completely.
half and half.
Half and half in this recipe. And then you want to cream your sugar with it. So I have granulated white sugar. And then I have brown sugar, which is technically white sugar with just a little bit of molasses. So that molasses in the sugar helps it stay softer longer. It preserves it.
If my brown sugar's hard, can I still use it?
So many hacks for that. You can microwave it for 30 seconds. It softens.
Throw it in.
You can put bread with it, but that takes about a day. So if you leave bread or those brown sugar bears with it, it will stay soft. So it absorbs the moisture from the bread.
And make sure it's soft before you put it in the recipe.
Yep, or you can just microwave it if you need it in a pinch and it's hard.
Okay.
Yep.
Cream it. Show us what you mean by that.
So creaming means you have to mix it on a high speed for about 1 to 2 minutes until it gets fluffy, and you can see the color will change. So it starts dark because that brown sugar. The more that the butter incorporates the air bubbles, so the sugar molecules are actually breaking into that butter and making pockets of air. And those pockets of air stay when you put it in the oven, and they expand with the heat and make your cookie fluffy. So it's a rising portion.
If you don't have a KitchenAid, can you mix? Is this same process happen?
So you can do it with a hand mixer if you don't have a KitchenAid, but I don't think you could whisk. Like, you would have to have arms of steel to do it.
To really incorporate everything you need to do.
So I would at least have a hand mixer.
Okay.
So now that it's all combined, I'm going to turn it up to its
really get it in there.
Yeah. And it's just going to get nice and soft. I'm going to scrape it down and do it for just maybe 30 more
I want,
seconds.
like, everyone look in there. Is that what your cookie dough looks like? Or have you been mixing it long enough?
Yes,
right?
You need
That's the question.
You need to really get it in there. It takes a second. So this is the longest part of mixing.
Okay.
It's just getting your butter and sugar cream together.
All right, Maddie, we have about 60 seconds left. Give
okay.
us, like, your favorite other 2 or 3 tips.
Okay, so other tips. I should mention you should always use unsalted butter when baking. The reason being is that salted butter, it has different amounts in each type of brand. So if you're and also how they churn it and cut it, you will get way too much salt in your cookie mixture or your cake mixture or your buttercream mixture if you're using salted butter. So always use unsalted butter, and then use real sea salt for the best flavor, also real vanilla extract.
So these are just tiny little
Yes.
tweaks, but they
Yes.
make the hugest difference.
Such a difference.
All right, so this is your recipe
These
that
are
you shared with all of us.
Yes, totally. Yes.
And if we follow along, it can turn
they're
out
soft,
looking.
They're gooey. Yeah.
Okay, can I go break
Oh,
into it?
totally. Please
if you
do.
like a cookie like this, which I
Yes.
do, did you use milk chocolate?
Yes, milk chocolate. I know there's milk chocolate haters, but you can replace for dark. I also have different recipes with dark chocolate.
Oh, I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
I'm a lover. I'm a lover of all of that.
One last thing is always use a light metal cooking sheet
Hold that up.
with parchment paper. If you're using dark metal, then it is overcooking the bottom of your cookies. So if you have brown, crispy cookies, it's probably on the bottom, it's the color of your pan.
She's
It
Mrs.
conducts
Maddie
too much heat.
online, changing lives
Yes.
one chocolate chip cookie at a time.
Yes.
I'm going to look like a whiz in the kitchen now.
Yes, you are.
Go to our website, everyone, and we'll link you to all of her information if you want to watch any of her blogs. MrsMaddie.com is the best place?
Yes, yep. And you can also find the printable there if you're too anxious to wait for it to be linked on the segment.
It's so true. People are like, I have to make this today,
Yes,
Maddie,
yes.
today. Thank you so much for your tips. We appreciate